patch notes for the upcoming content just went up. This is what we're going to have for the next 3 weeks of content, pretty much, until 12/24. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of it. They forgot a space here. First up, the news story. This is going to pick up right where the story left off, and I would expect that we get a lot more info about Chizuru and Itsuku, just because they're on banner and we still don't know too much about them, and they left us with a little bit of like a question about exactly what they're doing, because they showed us their weird like dimension thing. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Next up is the Great Rift. There's an extra space here. Great Rift is something that you do with your Forbidden Catalyst season save data, which there are going to be improvements to later that we'll go over. But this is pretty much like a boss rush. You have a limited number of turns, but you're just trying to do as much damage as you possibly can. There's a ranking leaderboard, which is kind of interesting, and it's going to be based on just how much damage you manage to deal overall. So this is very much going to be DPS heavy. Just try and hit the boss as much as you can. There's going to be 2 halves. There's going to be the first half and the second half. So we're going to do this multiple times, especially because there's weekly cumulative rewards, which shouldn't be too bad. Like, once you have your setup, you can just run it again. And you'll get record rewards based on the highest score you achieve within the limited number of turns. Reset times, and then all record rewards and weekly cumulative rewards are reset at the end of the first half, which we would then move into the second half. So that makes sense. And here are the merit rankings. So it displays up to rank 1000. It's based on your highest record achieved in the Great Rift, which I mentioned is just based on how much damage you do. Separately for the first and second half, yes. You get the same highest record, which I would expect is probably unlikely. They'll be determined by which difficulty you did first, and then whoever did it first. So I don't think this is going to happen, but it'd be kind of funny if it did. And you can see some of the leaderboard UI here. You can see which team people used. You could get some inspiration for what people are using. And they have ranks for it, which I think is kind of funny. So you have Master, Top 1%, Diamond, Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze. They didn't show the shop here, but they did go over that on stream, so let me just put that in real quick. So from the JP stream, here are some of the rewards from Great Rift. This one looks like the generic rewards. You can see it scales up. So we'll have a bunch of stuff to get from here, and then the weekly rewards is going to be over here, because this just says weekly. This is the weekly rewards. There's a lot of stars here. I don't think this scrolls anymore, so 80, 70, 60, 60. I mean, maybe there's a bit more, but 4,000 a week is a lot. This should help a lot with clearing shop for people, for anybody who's still struggling to clear shop, because we got a lot of our one-time rewards already from doing some of the Laboratory Zero stuff, but this is more weekly rewards, so 4,000 extra pure white fragment a week is going to be super, super nice. We have the new permanent shop, the Blackhorn trade update. This is largely one-time content, so you don't have to go super hard on farming. You can see it's 150 per boss that you kill, so that's why difficulty 1 and 2 Chaos is only 150, and then the ones that have the inner boss will give you 300. So you'll be able to kill both. If you really want to farm it out, you could honestly just spam a low-level difficulty and just kill both bosses very, very quickly. The 300, it's 150 per boss, pretty much, regardless of what difficulty you're doing. So here's the shop. You get 5 rescue anchors. This is the orange one, the standard rolls per month, and it costs 600 according to this thing. Everything else here, though, you'll notice is per account. So while you do want to clean this out eventually, and I guess if you're really desperate for units, you can get 3,000 units per run that you do. Very nice. The big thing is really just all of these rewards here. They're all per account, so you don't have to rush it. You could just slowly buy out all of this stuff, or you could rush it if you really want to. Maybe they'll expand this more, just because I feel like eventually, based off of how many times we have to run Chaos just off for the event itself, people are going to clean this out eventually, even more casual players, I think. We got a lot of stuff here, besides the rescue anchors, which again is monthly, so you do have to do a certain amount of Chaos each month. You have the weekly boss materials. This should help give us a small one-time boost, some gear crafting, and just a bunch of materials like potential mats, the class promotion mats, and partner promotion mats and whatnot. Just a bunch of stuff. So this is nice, just more rewards for doing chaos, even if it is only one time. Now we have the Unigram event, and this is just a bunch of stuff with Ray. She's the focus of the event because they didn't show it here, but she is also finally getting her her lobby. So that's nice. We're finally getting Ray's lobby, which you can see here. She is one of the characters that is missing a lobby. It's her, Owen, and I think Amir. There might be more. Those are the only ones I know off the top of my head, though. And they mentioned a special Bond story. I'm not sure if this is just going to be like... I would assume that this is just like some, like, the usual, kind of like an excursion type thing, but we are still kind of waiting, potentially never getting the animated, like, full lobby PVs, like the Malin one. So that would be nice to get eventually, but this is actually a permanent event, which is cool. You get a bunch of random stuff here. And then one thing is that, I don't know if they're going to mention this anywhere, but they did change the way gifting works, where certain characters have gifts that they prefer, and we're getting a bunch more gifts now, which I think they've mentioned before. We could see some of the stuff here, like give specific things to Ray and whatnot. New check-in event, just a bunch of free stuff, some roles. This is pretty much a daily check-in, and if you do manage to stay every day, you get a roll for it. You get 10 rolls actually, which is a lot. You can see the full list here. Let's look at the important things. 10 rescue anchors, 10 signal amplification anchors, get some tiers. What is day 14? 10 prism lenses. So yeah, this is pretty nice. There's of course Chizuru's banner. You have her trial. If you haven't done Yuki's trial yet, you should definitely go and do Yuki's trial. The Chizuru stuff here, and the mats, or like everything they went over on stream already. And then we have Itsuku, of course, for partner. So improvements. Oh yes, this is the Affinity thing. So each combatant has 4 types of favorite gifts. I cannot wait to start tracking this. There's 15 new gifts, which is absolutely crazy. This is honestly a welcome change to me. I mean, it's more complicated, which some people might not like, but the gift system was kind of boring before. Each preferred gift gives additional affinity. You get an extra reward for giving preferred gift for the first time. And you can just check favorite gifts, I guess, so there's not really going to be any sort of, like, in the favorite gift data. So you don't have to really, like, track it or anything. It's just, if you have it, you'll have it. Seems pretty easy to do, and it makes it a little bit nicer, just having preferences on their gifts. And more affinity is appreciated, of course. Select and hold a gift icon for a detailed item pop-up. When selecting a gift icon repeatedly, I'm hoping this means hold down, because, and I hope that's something like, if you're leveling a character to like 55, you have to tap a lot of times. So I'm hoping this is like a systemic change, please. The affinity level animation will be adjusted to make it easier to check. Symbols and numerical values displayed, yada yada yada. Oh, so it pops up here. That's nice, because before it just kind of like took up your entire screen. So this is nice. The gift system related to excursions will be improved. Additional gift items. So right now we can only get the Choconola, and we're going to be able to get more stuff, I guess, and it's going to be categorized by area, which is kind of interesting. The acquisition rates of gifts, of each gift, will be adjusted. Maybe we'll get more gifts overall. I'm not sure if we're just going to have like more items in general. A new Arc City policy that grants gifts. Another thing for us to get from our policies that is not improving the city. This is the unit refund that they mentioned. So this is only for leveling up your combatants and partners. The promotion costs are still the same, I think, but it's still going to be a big refund. If you had any characters that you completely maxed out, you're getting 800,000 credits back, pretty much. New Basin, don't care. 2 new memory fragments, these just aren't good. 50% damage amount to instinct cards, targets in a ravaged state. This is probably for Serennial. I guess she's an instinct break DPS, because literally nobody else is using this, but being only in break is way too specific of a condition. 50% is a lot though, so this could potentially be useful for like some sort of a boss rushing in the Great Rift, maybe, depending on like if she has a way to easily break somebody, because like break is just too hard of a condition to fulfill, especially on large boss monsters where you have to hit them like a billion times to break them. We'll see how that goes. Or with inhibition, you have to hit 2 times with 1 attack card. This synergizes super well with Chizuru, just because she has like her upgrade that adds hits to cards. So pretty much every card you use will hit twice, and then you get 10% damage amount to void cards for 1 turn, so 20% at max. The problem here is that you could just use like other sets, and I feel like that would be a lot better. Because one thing is that you can't get extra AP with Chizuru. So if you're looking at like the big nuke thing, it would be 10. You'd play like 2 attack cards, get your 20%, and plus 10%. This looks like it's additive, so it would synergize nicely with her multi-hits. Like, she has 4 hits on her one of her cards, and then the maxed out bind card would hit like 5 times if you max it out, I think. I forgot if it was 5 or 6. So this could benefit her a lot. It's just, I feel like these are both set up to be like 1 turn big damage things. I think 2/2/2 or just 2/2 broken is still going to be fine for most people. And we have new simulations, of course. Chaos loot, memory fragment crafting, new stuff. So, oh, here is Ray's lobby. And then, yeah, this is her lobby, her in her classroom. Very excited for this one. Chaos Matrix rewards will be expanded up to level 100. So we're getting 40 more levels in our Zero system. This actually works out pretty nicely because now we can get the Forbidden Catalysts or the Forbidden cards in Zero system. So we have more incentive to do Zero system again. Battle mission improvements. This was a complaint. The rewards for the Chapter 6 missions were kind of low compared to Chapter 5. It was like blue materials and stuff, and some of them only gave like the basic relic material that no one really cares about. So we'll be getting that in our mail if you already cleared it. Additional traces of memory. But yeah, so they're just making it like gold stuff, pretty much. We're also getting Battle Mission Chapter 7 with both normal and hard, and an actual unlock condition, because they had the thing last time where Chapter 6 just unlocked immediately. Oh boy, there's a lot of other improvements and changes. Policy rewards in Arc City will be increased. Okay, so I'm not doing any policies until the update hits. Also, because I did check this with the last update, your policy rewards, the ones behind the one that you have active, don't actually like, they're not set until you get to see them. So holding your policies would work. A current turn count indicator to the bottom of the combat log area. This is going to be nice for Basin of Hyperspace. The number of turns taken by Team 1 and Team 2 below their respective HP bars. A quick formation. This is very nice. A card image for quick shelling. We'll have to see what this is. This is just condensing some of the like text, I guess. 100 million, 100,000. Or this is 1,000,000. I guess it's just so you can see like the, not just like 1 million. You see some of the numbers below it too. Login screen improved, so settings and error report can be accessed directly. Button position, some account settings. The mental breakdown changes, they said that they're going to add like more effects to the negative and positive effects when you play your breakdowns, like the instant breakout. Information about battle areas where rare spaces appear will now be displayed on the minimap. This is the Aether event, I think. And they already said that the Forbidden or the Dimensional Tunnel is always going to show. Voice lines for Arc City NPCs and Delong. This is the most important change here. I can't wait to see what the voice lines are. A new option. They said that this is going to be added. I couldn't tell based on how they worded it, but it would kind of suck if this was always one of your two choices. But if this is like a guaranteed third choice, then that's fine. I'm just never going to pick this. Or fourth choice, because sometimes you already have three. I don't think this is something that I'm ever going to pick. But unviewed help tips will now be displayed at the top. Also, they're removing the 2 normal battle ones because we have 3 now. The storage limit for memory fragments. Now this is kind of buried in here. When defeating a boss during chaos, whichever chaos thing, you get additional units and traces of memories based on the difficulty of chaos. I wonder how much is this going to be, because this is... They don't specify that you have to claim the chaos loot. This is just when you defeat a boss. So this could be a pretty decent, like, resource thing. And here, effects that increase the number of hits are now reflected in card descriptions, and the final total amount of hits is displayed on the card. The description for the following equipment items have been improved. A bunch of stuff here. An issue where counterattack function as fixed damage. Okay, so this is, yeah. There's one thing with like Magna's E4, I think, that makes her counter not proc vulnerable anymore, but it already didn't because it was fixed damage. So this is getting fixed, and I think this is actually not good for Magna, because I feel like your counterattacks are generally going to be lower damage than other stuff, but it is what it is. This does mean that counterattacks should properly benefit from stuff like Second Method now. Tenacity damage. An issue where during Raised Dark, Condensation, Fourth Epiphany, cards in the exhaust file could be selected. Interesting. I've never seen that before, but I guess that's getting fixed. During Chaos gameplay, the combatant info UI now displays both the current amount and maximum capacity of faint memories you can hold. And they'll give you a warning if you're going to pass the maximum capacity. You still do need to, like, know the values of what each thing does, because ideally you don't want to pass the capacity, but it's nice just letting you know your current hand value without having to calculate it. We can also finally see the penalties and benefits applied by the current chaos level in Galactic Disaster. I'm hoping that this also tells us which tier we're in. Actually, no, that doesn't matter because we can see the faint memories. So I guess that's good enough. You just tell what tier you're in based off the faint memories. It's the faint memories minus 20 divided by 10. New exclusive animations for breakdown penalty and reconstructing consciousness. Wonder what those are going to be. Do I have to go through every character again? We'll find out. So a harmful effect animation and a beneficial effect animation. And this is something kind of funny. The appearance rate of the breakdown card penalties and reconstructing consciousness will be changed to fixed values. And they say with the appearance rates fixed, using additional cards will no longer affect these probabilities. This is probably referring to the thing where you could just play a card and then rewind your turn, play a different card, and then play the breakdown card, and just keep on doing that over and over again. So that's something to see if that works after the patch or not, which I would assume that this is targeting, so probably no. In identified areas where high difficulty battles occur, such battles will now be marked as elite battle. This is for some of the fates, I think, only work, like gain 1 AP at the start of elite and boss battles. This is just making it so that when you're doing some very hard unidentified area fights, like the researcher or the little forest guardian, you'll get effects from those bonuses. Aether Edo and Soldier Shadow will no longer appear together in the same battle. I actually don't know what this is. And then in battle areas where the Aether Eater appears, mutant faction monster icons will no longer be displayed. In, oh, so this is something funny because Aether Eaters, and invasion battles both give you equipment, except it would overwrite. So you would, if I remember correctly, you would only get the mythic equipment from the little tentacle guy, and you would not get anything from the Aether Eater. So I guess this is one way of fixing it. Difficulty of 2 story battles will be reduced, I guess. Some other battles getting reduced. Oh, this is the 2 specific story battles. And then functionality of the rare species Pursuer of the Void, possessed by interior bosses. Oh, okay. This is, I think, good. So before, when you were doing Lab 0 difficulty 9, 10, and 11, you were kind of just getting blasted. Like, one morale every turn, and you can't stop it. It very much turned the bosses into a DPS rush and RNG of if you got good enough data. Hunger is much more manageable to deal with because you can actually deal with hunger. If you hit the boss, the hunger goes away, and it starts with 3 and it gets 1 each turn, but you can just hit it more. This is a really, really nice change. It makes it feel like you're actually doing something and interacting with the boss instead of it just getting stronger and stronger. Combat log for the stress reduction effect. This is the 5% higher amorphous cube or whatever. And it nullifies stress once per fight, and I guess they're just locking it now. The names of certain monsters' continuous effects have been adjusted. This was kind of a big issue. I think I reported 10 of these where the effects didn't match the. You would say one thing somewhere, then another thing somewhere else. New products, packs, yada yada yada. And then a bunch of bug fixes. Are there any interesting things here? A common card reward in an identified area could become unselectable. I wonder if this is just a thing where you could roll 3 that you can't select. Maybe you're guaranteeing 1. Zero. Card currency appears as 0. Confusingly displayed conditions of certain galactic disaster achievement goals. Okay, there is a lot of stuff here. I'm just kind of. Oh, does God play dice? This one. I actually don't remember exactly what achievement this is, but there is one of them that just says play achieve true dice roll in something achievement. Rapidly selecting the mailbox. Who is doing this? Invite friends. Mika's SD model appeared in a breakdown state during the tutorial. Arrow icon for the available combat nodes. Yuki's cards did not appear in the card collection. This is probably more relevant. Bug fixes. Wow, there is a lot here. Behave differently from its description. Rin, Kairon, Luke. An issue with the continuous stack effect. Okay, a lot of the stuff is not stuff that I use. Abnormal monster hit animations. Did not apply its healing reduction indicator. Harmful buffs. Oh. I guess Tressa's getting buffed because it did not grant additional void damage, and now it does. Spark of Passion. Oh, wait, this means that Passion Set's kind of useless again because they're making ballistas actually consume the effect. Before, you could run Passion Set on Veronica and you would just play your upgrade cards, and because ballistas don't trigger it, you would have it permanently. That is no longer the case. Not that Passion Set was very good on Veronica in the first place, but now it is even worse. And then, oh, this was something I also asked about. Use a proto skill n times in a single battle would not complete. It just, I tried it in like every single battle area and it never completed. But now I can finally do this. Undo the last action would freeze your game. Yep, that was a thing. And it looks like that is everything. That was, well, that was long. But there was a lot in here. There's going to be a lot of content for the next 3 weeks, which is pretty nice. And I'll see you guys in a bit.